Evening, guys. Welcome to another episode of Deadlifts and Dirty Nappies. I'm Tony Masters at Tonymasterscoaching,
Okay, Mikemckaycoaching.
and this episode we're going to discuss the bullshit we get fed, myths around in the fitness industry, basically. And
Too
yeah,
many of them.
aye,
Way too many of them.
yeah. So
But do you want to start off, or do you want me to start off, mate?
eh, why not? A good one to start off with a point. I suppose within that time zone now is don't eat don't eat food after 6 o'clock, otherwise it'll turn into fat faster.
Jesus Christ, that's an old myth, that mate. But yeah, no, don't fucking believe
I
it.
I
Like,
actually the reason I put that is I seen a video of it 2 days ago, I think it was, and
someone's trying to tell people not to do it.
oh
Oh,
yeah, still on social media.
oh
I couldn't
fucking
believe it.
hell! I d- we're going back to like the 1980s.
Oh. So
Shit.
seemingly, depending on what time of day you eat, the food knows, and it will just automatically turn into fat.
Yeah, somehow your body knows the time of day as well. Fucking hell. I think the only thing your
Honestly,
body knows the time for is when it comes to circadian rhythm. It knows when you fucking want to be tired, not like
if
that's the main thing you want to worry about.
yeah, I mean, yeah, to be honest with you, I, I couldn't give a shit when my clients eat as long as they get the numbers in.
Yeah, I mean, best thing for digestion is obviously is making sure you are giving the time like your body to regulate after you've eaten. But if you're like, so let's say you're at work in nights and you only get back at like 10, 11 o'clock and you plan to be in bed for half 11, get some fucking food in you if you're not on target.
I'd hate to be a shift worker, wouldn't you? What's your food
I'd
after
hate it.
6 o'clock? Because you'd turn fat straight away.
Oh, 100%. You'd be like a blob if it was only after 6. You know?
Oh, honestly, God.
No, the fucking hell. That is like I said earlier. That is literally going back to like 1980s, 1990s. Like really old, like outdated science that's been debunked time and time again.
To be honest with you, though, there'll be people that physically don't eat after 6. They'll have the last meal with the kids and then go to bed and they'll have a six pack and they'll believe that shit.
Yeah,
Like, it's that,
I mean, I've had a client when she first started with me that she said to me, she's like, I don't like eating after, like, he was like, something, I don't like eating after 7:30. And I literally just point blank said, why? She's like, well, I've heard it messes with my stomach. It's like, but have you heard it messes with your stomach, or does it actually mess with your stomach? Because there's two completely different things there.
yeah.
If you as a person feel bloated and you don't like, you can't get to sleep properly if you're eating that late, then don't eat that late. But don't come at me and say I don't eat that late because I've heard you're not meant to turn it all to fat. No,
I I actually sleep better eating.
food
Like,
covered.
no, to be honest, because we're doing this tonight, I bet earlier, but I normally have my yogurt 8 o'clock, half eight.
That's supper basically, isn't it? Set your stomach off for a nice like evening night.
Yeah, but if people live by the 6 p.m. rule, they must be going to bed sometimes hungry.
Yeah, and then they wake up starving.
No, I couldn't do
Or
that.
worst case scenario, what does happen is probably that they're not eating, as in like eating a meal after 6 p.m. But then what they'll do, it'll get to 8 o'clock. Oh, stomach's a little bit rumbly. I'll go and see what we've got in the fridge or got in the cupboard. And that's where the extra calories come in. And they're thinking they're not eating after 6, but guess what? You're actually eating another fucking 600 calories in chocolate, crisps, and other shit because you sat there watching reality TV or you're up and down with your kids. More often than not, you probably sat there watching reality TV.
Anyway,
No, it's
that's that
fucking.
one dealt with.
Nah.
What you got for us?
Um, I think we've covered this before with fasting and intermittent fasting, or even eating like one meal a day. It baffles me. I mean, even my mum's like this, to be honest. Like, we've go out for like breakfast, and she'll eat like eggs on toast with like maybe a couple of sausages when we go to a cafe or something. She's like, that's me done for the rest of the day. And I'm just sat there like, how? how are you done for the rest of the day when it's fucking 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning, and you think that eggs, some toast, and two sausages is enough to make you like full for the entire day? It is baffling to me. Like, I don't get it. Like, you cannot live off one meal.
Again, you've got that dickhead Eddie Abu. Literally goes on. I think that's all he posts now. My one meal a day. He's my 30-ounce steak and 9 eggs. What
Ah,
normal person can
I
eat
can't even manage
nine
three
eggs?
eggs in the morning. I have a 3 egg omelette most mornings with like chicken, and I can only just manage it.
Oh no, but, but he doesn't eat till about 3 or 4 o'clock. Some days he goes 48 hours at the moment. But he's got what? I don't know, 2 million followers. I'm gonna have to have a look.
Yeah, have a quick look and just see have a gander because
But this is what I mean. Influencers on the internet are the worst people for it. 4 million followers he's got. 4 million. Yeah, aye.
and he's making an absolute fortune off fucking
Spouting
promoting that
bollocks.
shit. Yeah, literally promoting bollocks. Yeah, like it is literally coming down to that influencer versus coaches, and the people that are influencers who turn to being coaches, they're the other ones that I can't fucking stand. There's one at the moment, oh I can't remember his name. It's a young lad. You've probably seen him at some point. Normally, I was his top off all the time and gone through gyno and stuff, but I can't remember his fucking name. But he spouts shit about if you want a six pack like this, you've got to be doing X, Y, and Z. And later in his content is like, oh, but I've done steroids for a year.
I don't know what you mean.
What? It's
I
no,
don't think I don't think he told people he did that at first, and
no.
someone
It's only
called him out.
recently. Yeah,
Aye,
yeah.
someone called him out for it,
But
and then
he's
he
still
started.
fucking saying the same shit.
Yeah,
And it's
aye,
like, mate, you've literally said you've done roids for a year, and
yeah,
you're still spouting this shit. Yeah,
aye.
no.
But fasting, for someone that likes food, I just can't get my head around it. Why you'd starve yourself?
And for us as parents as well, why would you want to be starving yourself? Like you tell your kids they need to eat 3 meals a day. Like your kids go to school having eaten breakfast. They'll have a meal at school and snacks during the day. Like and then they come home and have tea and potentially another snack or dessert, whatever it is. If your kids can do it and you're trying to promote that to your kids, you need to do it yourself.
Aye, like
Otherwise, they're just going to learn the bullshit that is online.
imagine your kid being 10-year-old and say, like, nah, I'm not eating till tea time because daddy doesn't have his 9 eggs till then. It'd blow your mind.
I think I'd probably look at them and like want to do shit. Not saying I hit my kids or anything, but I think I would.
Uh, Saying that though, by 10-year-old, they're probably already on Instagram watching Adidas.
Kids these days, yeah. I mean, my lad's 11-year-old now, and he only got his phone at 10, and we made sure he doesn't have social media for that reason. Crap like that. It's
Aye,
just
but
mental.
aye, carbs. Like, I can't believe how they're portrayed by a lot of people in this industry.
Even
If
just in
I've,
general, isn't it, with carbs that they seemed as bad foods.
I tell you what though, when I've done 3 14-day challenges and even people signing up, when people have either been on keto and it's worked, or they've worked with coaches that have literally took carbs out of the diet, or kept them on like 30 grams a day of carbs and stuff, to get that in people's mind, or you set them a plan, and then they've got say 150, 200 grams of carbs in their plan. It blows them out. They physically are scared to eat because they think instantly they're going to put weight on. Like I've dealt with it firsthand. One woman in the 14-day challenge, it was only by like the 10th day she started eating carbs, and then she signed up on the back of it because she was eating carbs and she had more energy.
It's it's just baffling, isn't it?
Yeah,
It shows the impact that it has. That people obviously saying not to eat carbs and stuff like that. And carbs are bad. Carbs will make you fat and stuff like this. I don't know how that you can somehow determine that your primary energy source that your body needs to function it's going to somehow just miraculously turn into fat. The only reason it's going to turn into fat is if you're not not using the energy that is being put in, because
Or
obviously
you
your
calorie
carbs
surplus.
turn, yeah, or calorie surplus. Even then, even if you put it into the perspective of you're eating so many like carbs, for example, but then your body's not basically using the amount of glucose that it needs. It's going to go a bit sciencey now, but if your body's not using that amount of glucose, it then does store it as fat because it doesn't have a need for it because you're not using the right energy system so to burn it. But the difference is if you've got the right plan in place, you will never see carbs turn into fat for that reason. And the only thing carbs will ever do is put water weight on you, not fat, unless you're in that surplus, like you said.
Exactly. But it's just this, that's the shit that gets put into people's heads. Like
It's
to
just mental.
for us as a coach, I've dealt with it firsthand with I would easily 10 people now where they have been told carbs are bad for you, and to reverse that round in someone's head is I didn't think it'd be as difficult as it actually was.
But it's so difficult. It's so difficult. I think I've dealt with it with all but maybe two of my clients, and the two of my clients that no, maybe three actually. I'm going to sound really sexist here, and I don't mean it in this way, but probably the 2 to 3 clients that have never really had issue with it have all been men. And I know how sexist that sounds, but I think it's
Not really. I think you've got to think where it comes from, though. Like Weight
yeah.
Watchers, Slimming World. Majority of people that sign up to them are women. A lot of carbs are classed as sins in Slimming World. Yeah. So, like, it's not you being sexist at all. It's just where people are learning it from. And to be
I think
honest
even
with
if you go
you,
back to even going back to magazines and stuff, carbs were always seen
yeah,
as going back to early 2000s and stuff like that. It was always carbs are bad, carbs are this, carbs are that, and I think it kind of stuck for a long time. And I know with a lot of my clients, it's taken me weeks, months to actually finally drill in that they're fine. Though one of my clients, I was battling with her for like this. She's been my client now for 3 years, and I was battling with her for at least I want to say 6, maybe 12 months when it came to carbs because she was constantly scared at the fact that she'll put on a little bit of weight. Like just constantly drilling into her every session, like in person, every call we had, every interaction we basically ever had was around that kind of thing, and just getting her past the carbs thing because it doesn't just come down to obviously magazine stuff. It's come down to previous coaches with her. Like she had a previous coach that put her on like 1,100 calories to lose weight, and like what you're going to get in the majority of 1,100 calories when you still need to hit your protein. You're going to take it out of your carbs. Well, he did,
yeah.
and yeah, she had a really bad relationship with food. But I think that's what it really comes down to is just understanding
I
that
mean,
side of things.
I mean, I'm on quite an aggressive cut at the moment. I go away on Friday, and I've had a couple of heavy weekends, so I've had to manipulate.
I
And
think I saw your post on this.
believe me, when you're manipulating your calories, like it's true what they say, you can't outtrain a bad diet. Because I've now 2 weekends in a row where, I mean, this weekend we had friends up all weekend, so I'm basically doing everything I advise my clients not to.
Yeah, because you're just trying to get that last little bit off now before you go away.
I'm on like a really aggressive cut for me, but I'm still having 180 grams of carbs a day. Like, and that's an aggressive cut. You put someone on a plan that it's still being a calorie deficit on 180 carbs, and they've come from this no carbs diet, they'd absolutely shit themselves.
Did
They'd
have a
think
heart
of it.
attack?
Like they are scared of them. Like there's no other way to describe it. It is mental what, but that's people in our industry putting it in their heads.
Yeah. And it comes back again though. Is it like the people in the coaching industry, or is it the people that are influencers turned coaches, or the people that
I
are
think
coaches but they go for like they've used like old ways, like really old ways,
I think it's
outdated science.
definitely, I definitely think it's a mix. Like, because like you say, it's old fad. There's a lot of people still doing it, but it's if you cut out carbs, it's a lot easier to be in a calorie deficit.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
And it's not just a case of
so
that, you're
like,
going to see that weight loss faster
so
because
when,
majority of it's
yeah,
water.
but that's when people see it, they'll lose weight for 6 weeks, like drop it, and then they'll think, oh bloody hell, that worked. So they'll get back into the old habits. They'll start eating carbs, but they'll also start drinking because of or eating snacks. But for this 6 week period, because it's not sustainable, they'll go back to the old habits, put weight on, and they'll think, I know what I did when I lost weight. I dropped all my carbs out of my diet,
Yeah.
and then do it again.
It comes back into obviously that the old ways coming back through of what they know. They
Yeah,
go revert to something that they're comfortable with. And I think people just need to start taking ownership of it as well. I think the only time where I would say it's appropriate for you to drop carbs to next to nothing is if you're doing a show. If you plan
yeah.
to do like a photo shoot or a bodybuilding show and you want to look as crisp and like as cut as you can be, that's the only time.
But just going back on any one-way coaching or people that are uncomfortable and just want to get the energy back, drop a few clothes size. Like even on a normal cut for me, even when I'm still trying to get a few pounds down, and bear in mind that I'm probably down to about 7-8% body fat. I still have 200 grams of carbs. Like obviously now I'm being a bit of a prat and low calories, quite aggressive. But even still, you'd unless you're trying to achieve, I mean, you'd hope like our clients would say to us that we were going to compete, and then that's when we look at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
diet.
yeah.
But
Hope so.
other than that, we're never going to reduce anyone's carbs to a certain percentage that they're
No,
not having it.
there's not no reason to. Like I
No,
said, the only reason you ever want to get that low and the point of being that low should be for professional purposes.
definitely.
Um, but yeah,
And
I
that,
think like another point that we've put on the list is shocking your muscles
yeah,
in training. Like this is going back. I think this is a long way out, like old one, but I don't know what. I think I've seen this come back recently.
there's a lot of current videos and
It's
current
very
courses.
weird. Like last time I heard this was like I must have been a year, maybe 2 years into training. So I'm going back 10, 11 years ago when I first saw shit like this. And I know even before that it was a thing of I think Arnold Schwarzenegger said it fucking years ago that you have to shock the muscle into
What the
knowing what to do.
fuck do people mean by shock the muscle? What you're going to do? Chuck a couple of electrodes on you and up the ampage.
I know what it used to be for when I first saw it. Like again, 10 years ago, it was something along the lines of it. It was. It sounds stupid, and I don't even want to say it myself. But it was like you'd go to do a certain exercise, but then you'd do a different exercise, and that would like shock your brain into thinking you're doing
Yeah.
something different. And I'm like, what? So like, say you go to do like like a bench press or something, or like a dumbbell chest
Mm.
press, and then you change it to doing an inclined shoulder press or something fucking absolutely batshit.
I mean, it's a lot more technical than this, but the key to building muscle is repetition. Like, literally, like I
Progressive overload.
don't, I don't change my programs unless my clients ask. Right? I've now been on the exact same training for about 12 months, and
I think the only time it's worth changing, or only thing it's worth changing, it's not so much changing the exercise, unless it's obviously clients don't like the exercise, you don't particularly like the exercise, whatever it might be. It's changing the way you do that exercise. So
like
rather than thinking like basic sets all the time, throw in like pyramid sets, throw in supersets, throw in like
that's it. You can literally up the weight to your max, do 3 to 5 reps one week, or like
yeah. You have a strength week, volume week. You can change it
exactly.
into a case of changing your set types, changing your tempo. Your exercises could stay the same, but it's what you do in changing that. You can't fucking shock the muscle.
Maybe that's shocking the muscle, a different
I mean,
workout. Maybe it remembers for the week before what we did.
it's like your hair. Well, I was gonna say it's like your hair, but I don't have any hair, so it builds its own memory.
Aye, but
Fucking hell.
that is coming back. That's very trendy to talk about on social media. I've
Yeah, and I
noticed.
think I saw it like it must have been like last week of shocking the muscle, and I think I should have. To be honest, I should have saved it and done a reaction video on it, but I completely missed it. But no, like I say, I'm going back to like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So what's that? 2014, 2013 when I last saw it. And then even before that, you're going back to like Arnold Schwarzenegger era of what, 1980s, 70s,
Yeah.
I think, something like that. Yeah. Don't fucking try and outsmart your brain. It's a lot smarter than what you are.
Yeah. I, one thing I am grateful for, and I've not had any clients of mine say like, oh, I've seen this online, not just about shocking your
I
muscles, but
have.
anything. I
I have.
actually haven't.
I've had one of my clients ask me, like, say, I've seen this online. I can't remember what it was about now.
I've had them ask questions, but I haven't had anyone like say, "Oh, yes." I've had random questions like that, but I haven't had someone say, "Can you put this in my plan?" Because
Oh, in terms of exercise, no, I've not done that.
like,
No,
"Oh, can you put I don't know, fucking red peppers in my diet because they burn fat faster?" Like I've not had stuff like that, but
no, I'm not. No, I'm not anything
I,
like that.
I do know people that'll like be adamant they want something in the plan and stuff. Like not working with me, but other coaches and stuff.
No, no, I've not had that yet. A
Uh,
lot of mine tend to be they'll stick to the plan. If things change, obviously, then it's a case of changing it. But they never want to add anything in. I've seen this exercise and stuff like that. No,
no,
I got quite
aye,
lucky with that in that terms. I've just had random questions about stuff they've seen online, and I'm just like, come
aye,
on.
I get that. And, to be honest, at least they're asking.
Yeah, they're not just going ahead of it. I suppose. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. But like,
Um,
yeah, stuff like that. It's a case of
yeah,
finding what actually works for them.
yeah. The more you sweat, the more fat you lose. I love this.
That's what this is. Your fat crying or something like that. Fucking old
To
analogy.
be honest with you, though, you see, I don't think I've seen it as much, but athletes wearing sweatsuits, like it's all technology. Like,
I think the only time, again, this comes back to professionals again. Like the only
but
time
even
sweatsuits and
then,
stuff like that
but you're
make
only
you wait.
sweat. Yeah, but like you can't lose fat
No,
through
you're
sweating.
losing
It's through
fucking water.
calories, calorie burn. Like, dep there's only two things that you can control: calories in and calories out. It's calories out. Like some people sweat more than others just
Yep,
because of the body temperature.
yep.
If they eat, it doesn't mean they can eat more calories because they're sweating more. Or come
This
on,
comes back to a little bit into like Apple Watches and shit like that as well. Obviously, they're telling you that you've burnt so many calories. Like, no, don't trust it. But I think in terms of like sweatsuits again and shit like that, comes back into that professional kind of um, like area. Doesn't need to be that you as a normal parent, normal everyday like civilian, need to be training in a sweatsuit. No, it's not going to make you burn fat. It'll make you lose water, make you lose sodium. That's all sweat is. It's water and sodium. Um, the only time sweatsuits are actually ever to be used is if you're a professional fighter or in any form that you need to make a weight for some form of category in a professional sport.
right, but they're not. They're not.
That's literally it.
It's not like they're sweating fat
No,
instantly.
it's just you're
People,
literally just trying to get every little milliliter of water out of
yeah,
their body. That is it. No,
but
it's crazy.
sweatsuits for actual weight loss. Like it's you, like you say for fighters that make want to make weight. An hour later, they'll have a pint of water and they'll be two
Rehydration
pounds
clauses
heavier.
and shit like that. Yeah.
But people think they see it and they think, oh, he's losing body fat.
Or they see it and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna be fighting at that weight." Nope.
Yeah.
There'll be a rehydration clause in that contract for them to be able to rehydrate, and then they put on extra pounds ready for the fight.
The amount of people, like I know people that still wear them, they'll go for a run and think they're burning fat just because they're wearing that.
goes back to that old fucking thing of wrapping your body in cling film, doesn't it? Remember when people used to do that as like a cheap fucking sweatsuit? Jesus,
All you do, all you're doing is creating a mess for whenever you finish.
it's mind-boggling. The number of people I speak to in like DMs day by day, every day, they all go, "Oh, I just want to lose weight and tone up." Don't get me started on the word tone up. Actually, no. They want to. Like the word tone up bugs me because they don't actually understand the concept of what that actually means, and they just think, "Oh, I'm just slimming down." It's like, no, you need to build muscle mass. And how do you build muscle mass, Tony?
Well, not by wearing fat suits. No, like obviously some people can only train from home or they're scared of a gym and stuff. I find it so mundane, and when people don't have any equipment at home and they want to lose weight, like fair enough, we'll work with them because they're trying to better themselves. But after 2 or 3 weeks, I'm like, do you want to buy some equipment, or have you ever thought about going to the gym? And it'll be something I'll maybe ask every 2 weeks.
Prompting.
And as soon as they start seeing the benefit, like I've referred to Danielle before doing home workouts, and we had equipment, and then as soon as she started seeing the benefit of doing home workouts with weight, she was like, right, I'm going to the gym, and she's never looked back. Like, I encourage women to lift weights
Head in
as
that
much
squat rack.
as men.
Yeah.
Like I've seen coaches not give women like chest exercises or shoulder exercises. Like
What in
genuinely,
your gym?
just coaches. I've physically seen some people's plans, and they'll give them back exercises. Sorry, I say shoulders. No press. Like they won't give him shoulder press. They'll give him front raises or lateral raises, but not one single chest exercise. And obviously I don't know the coach him personally, so I don't know him to ask. But if I did, it'd be the first thing I'd ask. Why do you not give women
Yeah, well,
chest
you should be
chest
doing.
exercises or shoulder press? Everything else,
Any women out there that are listening to this, get in the fucking squat rack, get at the dumbbell rack, and lift fucking heavy.
right?
Lift to what you
And
are actually capable of
yeah,
lifting.
and by the way, this isn't just women. This is men. If they have never been in the gym and they finally pick up the courage, I'll probably assign them the first couple of workouts, like sessions, just the machines,
Oh yeah,
to ease into
it's
it.
finding that balance. Like I think we've both done it when we've done our even getting our qualifications. You have to do progression, so you can't just go into like go into a gym and go straight dumbbells. You're not going to have the coordination to do it. Work with machines, work with the Smith machine when you're doing squats. Over time, you can then build into doing more of like the isolation with cables. So you get a bit more of like it's still assisted, so to speak, but you get a bit more control.
To be honest with you, even with the assisted stuff, it's homing in your technique more than anything. The actual feel. What does it feel like when the chest
Yeah,
pulling tight, and where should your arms be? And
yeah. When like, what does it feel like when you are going down into a deep squat and the muscles you're trying to like basically you're building that mind to muscle connection, and that's what it should be when you first start out. Once you've actually got the form down, and I've literally had this conversation with a client that signed up yesterday. You need to start off lighter first, get your form right, get a feel for everything, and then start bringing up the weight. Don't just go all fucking hell to leather and just go heavy straight away. But
leave
in that
your
same
ego.
breath, don't take the piss when it comes
No,
to upping your weight.
you've got to test your, like you've got to push yourself, otherwise there's no point doing it. Just leave your ego at the door.
Yeah.
Like
Forget
don't
what other
try and
people are doing around you.
yeah, exactly, because chances are you get your technique right, your strength will increase faster than people around you, but you're not going to be the one that looks like a dickhead.
Exactly. And on that as well is give yourself, I would say, a good month of getting used to some of the movements first,
Hmm.
and then put yourself through a 1 rep max day. That is something that I always try to tell some of my clients to do. From that point, then once you've done a 1 rep max in your compounds, whatever it might be in terms of like isolation, you could still do 1 rep maxes. You can then take 80% of that and make that your working weight. So you get like the top end of what you're actually capable of doing very quickly, and you from there then you'll instantly not only see strength improvements, you'll see muscle improvements, and you'll see fat loss improvements because the amount of muscle that you will then gain increases the amount that you can burn and still eat more calories as well because you'll have more muscle. That's the other side of it. You increase your BMR by not doing anything, basically.
No, but if you do ever sign up to a coach and they tell you you shouldn't be lifting weights, I'd probably ask for my money back.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I said, there's different circumstances for different people. Like for us, like some parents can't get to the gym, so it is
Yeah,
just a case invest in a little, like a set of dumbbells. Doesn't need to be that you get like a full equipment.
no.
Invest in some resistance bands, a set of dumbbells, anywhere from like 5 to 10 kilos,
Well,
and you're set.
the prices of equipment when it was COVID was absolutely
Oh, it
frightening, right?
rocketed, didn't it?
Amen to COVID because the amount of gym equipment you can buy online now for next to nothing.
Yeah, my
Like
fucking
literally,
Facebook
get on
Marketplace, shit like that.
get on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Vinted. You'll be able to pick up, especially when you're starting out. You'll be able to pick up what you need for next to nothing.
100%.
Aye.
Like, you don't need all the fancy equipment. Like, you don't need a big like multi gym, for example.
Yeah.
Just get yourself a set of dumbbells, set of resistance bands, and maybe a walking board if you can't get out and do a walk. But if you've got kids and in a pram, you've no reason not to be able to just walk for a bit. Um, but yeah, they're the main three things I would say in terms of equipment
Well,
for home.
yeah. No, but obviously we're coming to an end, so I'll summarise the first 3 points, Mike, and then I'll leave the second three to you.
Yeah, yeah.
So if anyone tells you not to eat after 6 o'clock, tell them to fuck off. It doesn't turn to fat. If you've had calories set or you know your target, stick to them. It doesn't really matter when you eat them. Carbs make you fat. Carbs don't make you fat. What makes you fat is overeating, not doing enough exercise, calorie surplus. Fasting. I mean, if you want to go till 4 o'clock and have your first meal, you'll do well to get the protein you need in to have a sufficient diet and hit your numbers. But I'd strongly advise against fasting and get get your meals in. If you enjoy food, spread it out through the day. Then yeah, I wouldn't listen to Eddie Abu or anyone that eats one meal a day. I wouldn't listen to.
No, 100%. And you can't shock your muscles, guys. Remember that. Like, your brain is a lot smarter than what you are. Like, you can't just decide that 1 minute you're going to be doing a shoulder press and then go into a chest press. It doesn't work like that. The only way you can adapt your training is making sure that you're either doing progressive overload, changing the set types, lowering your reps and doing more strength, and then another week doing volume. It makes sure the types of things you are changing your workouts, you can't shock them. Women and men out there, whatever it might be, if you've been told that you can only lift light, fuck off. Pick up them heavy weights, get a fucking shift in them, build that muscle mass, and get that, I hate the word, but toned look. And then sweating is, the more you sweat, the more fat you lose. Like, no. Leave that for the professional fighters. Let them drop the water weight. You just stick to your calorie deficit, and I can guarantee you will lose fat that way, not by wearing a sweatsuit or wrapping yourself in cling film. It's that simple. But yeah, that'll be us for this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
Just one more point,
Oh, here we
sorry.
go.
If there's any things that you've heard or you might think that might be true or it sounds a bit far-fetched, again, just drop us a message, reach out, and we'll come back to you. And the chances are, if you think it sounds like a load of shit, it's probably along that list that we've just discussed. So,
Or it's
yeah,
additional to that list, and we can do another episode.
exactly. Yeah, that's another thing. If there's any topic that you want us to discuss in any of the episodes, let us know.
Yep. And we'll see you on the next one, guys.
Spot on. Cheers.